rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocket Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute everybody. The New York Knicks. Thank you. You want to be on camera? Yeah, let me take this. All right. So the New York Knicks defeat the Atlanta Hawks. I forget what the score is. I think by 16. The real outcome is probably by about 23, but that's before you sub your guys in and the score shrinks. So the official score is 114-98. The real score is more like 100-76, something like that. The New York Knicks, the final box score says shot 49% from the floor, 45% from three. Atlanta's final box score says 41% from the floor, 24% from three. The series is tied 2-2. Yeah. Just Knicks is in the building. Salute. Yo, Ribby Yayo is in the building. Salute. Wiz is in the building. Salute my guy Wiz. To sum up what we saw, the Knicks came out with intensity. You saw a lot of Josh Hart really stepped his game up a lot. His intensity, he stepped up. You saw Josh very aggressive. You saw Cat very dialed in, tuned in. OG and Anunoby was everywhere tonight. Yeah, hey, just Knicks, I was just about to say, he was everywhere tonight. Sincere Lee is in the building. Salute. Let me do my thing here for my guy. Salute. Mike Brown's game plan of attacking away from the primary point of attack offense was brilliant. It was brilliant. He put Cat in the Jokic role, where Cat can stretch the floor from where he is and pass around the floor. You saw a lot of guys get good looks. Soulfinger is in. Yo, I was just about to. Yo, no lie, hand to the man. I was just about to call Doc Gable earlier. Well, I can't say Doc Gable, but I was just about to call Soph. Well, you know who I was about to. Tori B, what's good?
Good evening.
Good evenings.
Just trying to
How
get
you
home.
doing?
I'm good, man. Just trying to keep my eyes on the road. You know, this rain is nasty up here tonight.
Yeah. Hey, keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the road for sure. Knicks and Bruises is in the building. Salute, Knicks and Bruises, my guy. Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, yeah, exactly. Knicks and Bruises come right in the door and say exactly one of my talking points I want to talk about today, man. The play of the game is Rick Brunson for getting on Cap ass about passing the ball, bro.
He
Pass
got
the
the switch
ball,
out,
bro.
yo. Screamed at him. I said, "Oh, look at this." You know,
Rick is screaming at him.
somebody said something. Listen, because Jalen about to blow the bag. He playing games.
JB had a terrible offensive game, and he still didn't want to pass it. They had to scream at him. Like, give it up, JB. Damn.
And it wasn't even, not for nothing. He was okay, and then he just started getting antsy. And Daddy Brunson was like, "That's it. That's it. You play too much." Instead of trying to help you, I was like, "Woo."
Yo, they showed the thing of Rick Brunson losing his mind, screaming at Jalen.
That's what he said. He said, "I'm trying to help you." And Jalen
Yeah.
walked away. He was like, "Pass the ball." I said, "Oh, uh-oh."
Yeah. You see the trap coming and you still holding on to the ball?
Yeah, he was tight. He's like, "We up 20. What the hell are you doing? You about to get away? You about to get a game away?" Jalen's about to blow the bag. And Rick
Yeah.
Brunson know it. Listen, New York turn on you, bro. You're not getting paid.
You're right.
About
Yo,
to blow the bag.
let me bring my person up here real quick.
What up? What up?
Lee, what's good, bro?
Slow motion, slow motion. What's good, young lady?
Hey, Corey.
How you doing, lovely?
I'm okay. Tired, but all right.
Good. Well, get your concentrate on the road, man, and get to the rest.
Yeah, I'm getting home. Just worked the double on my way home to my bed.
Yo, I thought we had an intro for my guy. We don't have an intro for my guy.
Listen, the only intro we need is the sounds of the switch Daddy Brunson got off the tree. We don't need no more intros, man.
Yeah.
It's the only intro we need.
Hey, yo,
Yeah,
Tori,
yo,
Tori, President
Wiz, what's good, bro?
Me, Wiz, I got an intro. I got an intro with the martial arts moves. I got an intro. Deuce
I thought
was
you
good.
Listen, Deuce was loose. That's all I'm saying.
Loose.
Deuce was
Here we
loose.
go. Here we go. Wiz out here out living his black belt Jones, days and whatnot.
My guy Deuce is back, baby. He was letting it
Yes,
fly.
right. That shot was sweet. But
I
OG's my boy, though.
I thought we had a joint for Wiz. I thought
Yeah,
after Wiz,
yeah.
I could have sworn we had one up here for you.
It's way down there somewhere. Yeah. But you also
I used to keep it.
I think the music is copyright, so I gotta Venmo you some money whenever you play the music.
Yeah, I used to keep it up here right next to Nav the Disruptor, but it's gone.
Oh no, Lex.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but
maybe he took it away. Maybe someone stole it.
We'll make a new one. So,
I think Parish Duggar or someone like that who one of those stole it, man. You don't want to have a proper intro. What's happening? Man? Long time I haven't jumped on. I've been down in Myra for the past couple months.
Mike Brown coached us behind off tonight, bro.
Say it again.
Mike Brown coached us behind off tonight.
Oh my goodness, did he ever?
Still not giving him no credit. Still not doing it.
No credit
He's
for
still on my hit list.
No, that was some serious rotations, man. I mean, a couple of little missteps here or there, but he fixed them right away. As soon as he saw a misstep, like one time he brought in Deuce and Brunson, and he took out OG and somebody else. I'm like, you're playing two small guys. And all of a sudden he goes, oh, oops, let me switch, and he made a almost DT, I think, on Deuce. And he goes, oh man, it's a mistake, and he brought in Cat back. So it was crazy. He made a couple. It was like for one play, and he realized the mistake, and he fixed it right away. It was a beautiful game, man. What a beautiful game tonight was. Come on, Tori. We got to give him some credit. Tonight's game was the perfectly called.
I'm in the sunken place, man.
She's
Because of
still
Mike
in
Brown.
the.
He can't get no credit from me.
He's
Y'all can
still-
give him the credit. I won't say nothing, but he still ain't my business.
You know,
He got a whole lot of making up to do.
the past two games, you're right. For the previous two games, I think you got a point there. So,
I'm not going to bring a dark cloud. I got enough rain in my forecast right in my face. I'm good.
Yeah, one of the things though we have to acknowledge is the Knicks offense didn't attack the Atlanta Hawks defense the same way they did in Game 3. In Game 4, you saw the Knicks invert their action a little bit. Instead of running the pick and roll to attack their defense from the top of the key, you put Cat in a high post area and have cutters away from the ball and have your main focus of their defense, like have Jalen Brunson, the main focus of their defense, right? Go screen for others and spring others open. So every time Jalen Brunson goes somewhere, their defense contracts on Brunson, which freed up OG Anunoby to get dunks at the rim.
Oh.
And so that's one of a great bag full of adjustments that Mike Brown made. Also, as opposed to having OG solely spot up in the corner for Jalen Brunson dribble drive to the rim and being an outlet, he allowed OG Anunoby to be a slasher. Like Wiz, you remember when small forwards used to be slashers back in the day, like Grant Hill, and you remember Chris Morris?
Oh yeah,
Cedric Ceballos.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he allowed his wings to be slashers in this game because the primary focus for Atlanta's defense was on Jalen Brunson. And while Jalen Brunson was slightly a decoy, we were always looking for him to get it, because whenever Josh got it, he was like, screw what Mike Brown's saying. If I get it, I'm looking for Jalen. Right? Which is kind of good in a way that you want to keep Jalen involved, because you don't want him to get, in that cold mentality where, you doing stuff away and you're not really in rhythm. You feel me?
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Before we go further, can anybody confirm whether or not Dante DiVincenzo blew his Achilles? Did that happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think it's Achilles?
So we don't. Nobody knows for sure. It's presumed. We won't have the report until they do their report, but it looked like it.
And Anthony Edwards looked like a hyperextended knee as well.
Anthony Edwards got hurt too.
Anthony Edwards in the same game. Yep.
Hyperextension of his knee too.
Yep.
That's horrible. You don't want to see that.
But on the Mike Brown point, though.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The great coaching by Mike Brown.
Yo, yes. Tori, hate Mike Brown. She rather.
Nah, I said go ahead, man. I wasn't sure that was. I heard somebody say it, and I wasn't watching the game, so I just didn't know if it happened.
Right.
But Mike Brown, you got to give him credit. Tonight's coaching was magnificent. It was immaculate.
Right. It was. Yeah, Mike Brown did his thing.
A great game tonight, absolutely. But where this was at 2 games ago. I'm a stop. He coached it.
But in terms of tonight's game, though, Mike Brown did a great job.
And I'm still in the sunken place, but I opened a window.
Exactly.
I opened the window.
Turn on the flashlight. You got a flashlight?
Nah, it's like listen, my shit luxury, bro. My windows open in my luxury sunken place. It's lights in there.
Oh my goodness. But
it's a 5-star hut, baby. Listen, I don't invite people to trash. If you gonna come to my sunken place, we lit over there.
Yo, I visited there yesterday. I was visiting there yesterday, so I understand.
Man.
I came by to visit, and I was like, you know what? Let me climb out tonight. And tonight I said I can't hang with Torvey right now because the game was too brilliantly coached and
Listen,
executed.
I figured if I stay in the sunken place, maybe we'll keep winning.
Maybe.
I'm gonna do my part.
My little sister said I must be bad luck because we were playing, dominoes or something. And the next game was on game 2. And when they lost, she goes, "It's your fault. You're bad luck." I said, "No way."
Wow.
And then game 3, we were ahead. And I said, "I'm not going to watch the game this time. Bad luck." Fourth quarter, she goes, "They're up big. Go ahead and come watch." And of course, they choked. And I was like, "Oh, man, maybe I'm bad luck." And my brother came back from Cyprus. And I said, "Yo, we came to this place and watched the game together. Just the men." And tonight, we were like high-fiving every single time Cat got the ball. We were like, here it goes. Here it goes again. Here it goes again. It was perfect execution. And then defensively, our team defense was also immaculate.
Team defense was immaculate, bro.
Oh, my
Ooh,
goodness.
pins across the board. They were smothering Atlanta.
Smothering.
They couldn't do anything. Like anything. I said, look at this. Where these dudes been at?
Right. And as I saw the end of this game, I legit was thinking this should have been the closeout game, and we should have legitimately been waiting on the Celtics or the Sixers.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 dominant games, and then we lost at 2 buzzer beaters.
And we lost those 2 games because the first game, what did we do? We had Cat facilitating. And in the next 2 games, what do we do? Dribble. Dang.
Right. But the fact is, Tori B, I mean, come on. If you saw Rick Brunson yelling at Cat like that, it means that it couldn't all be Mike Brown. You got to give Brunson, some credit for the losses because it seems like he was.
I did.
Right. Yeah,
I blame Brunson. I blame mostly Brunson.
That's true. There we go. Because
the only thing I checked out the Brunson was looking Papa Brunson. It's the only thing I checked the whole day.
Because even tonight there were 3 or 4 times he went back and got to the corner, where basically the half court, midcourt line, and the sideline as defenders, and he stands in the corner waiting for a pick, and then almost got cornered again. And then actually even his ankle twist, when he twisted the ankle, even that move was crazy. I'm like, why are you going? Why are you going? It was crazy. I'm like, where are you going? He caused it himself, and I was like, I didn't want to get hurt, but I was so glad that he got the tweak enough to get him out of the game. So GTA came in and did what he did, especially with that steal. That steal was immaculate. I mean,
immaculate. Immaculate. Yeah.
We were firmly up 20 points, and Papa Brunson was yelling about to go into hero ball mode, and he pulled his tail.
Yeah.
He was about to lose us that game.
Right.
And thank God he did it. Because nobody else can do it. It had to be him.
President Boss in the chat says that Shams confirmed that Ragu tore his right Achilles and Adman injured his left knee. So it's confirmed. Man. Oh man.
Yeah, that's too bad. Hey, on tonight's game though, Jalen Brunson had 3 of the moments that you just mentioned, bro. Like those moments where Jalen Brunson looked like he got hurt, and Jalen Brunson hold up the game for like 3 or 4 minutes.
In my throat. My heart was in my throat.
But my thing is, legit over these 4 games, Jalen Brunson's done that like 10 times. Either he getting hit in the face and got a concussion. Either he getting kicked in the nuts and he got to drag the game out for a few whatever, or his arm get raked. He got a hold of, and I understand what he's doing because the referees need to call this in real time. And JB doing it. JB doing this
He's
thing.
not getting called. Those calls he got last year. He's not getting them now for whatever reason. But you do know he's going to go in the back to get spare ankles, right? You know that. When he walked off the court, I'm like, oh, don't worry, he'll be back. He's going to get a spare ankle. Just so y'all know, that's what he did.
Right. Yeah.
First one this year was a spare ankle in the back. That was the first one.
But the thing that the point I was going to get to is JB not getting calls, but JB also, when we up 20, bro, you don't have to do hero ball.
Exactly.
You only need a hero when you're in jeopardy.
Exactly.
You only need to be saved when all is lost. You don't have to, when you up 20, when OG is cooking, you don't have to assert yourself. You could just let OG's a good player too.
Exactly.
And
efficient.
That's what it says too.
Whether it's a dunk or 3-point in the corner, he shoots with efficiency. He's not shooting 7 for 18 or 8 for 26.
Yeah.
He's like 6 of 10, 7 of 10, 7 of 11. By the way, my brother, because he's been out of the country for a month or so, he goes, "Why have they been doing this all season?" I go, "Well, they did start game 7 and 6. They did it for 3 games, or game 7 and 8, right? They did it for like 3 games. End of the season, they were like, yeah, they showed it. They showed this in the last, last 2 or 3 games of the season before the final game. They showed this, and then they go away from it, and then games 2 and 3, they completely went away from it, and it's been automatic, especially against a team like Atlanta. Automatic, one play, tap the ball, facilitate. I mean, it's almost LeBron-like. Where LeBron did last night. I mean, it was almost LeBron-like the way he just controlled the game and passed when he saw the pass, drove when he had a chance to drive, and only maybe one time he drove and got that charge because he was, the old school cat. But after that he started realizing, don't drive when there's a man waiting for you in the paint. And then on 1 or 2 occasions took a shot, took a little jumper, but every time was, I see, move guys, move, OG. Bang, slam dunk. Move. Hand it off to Brunson. It gets around. Switch to deuce. 3-pointer. I mean, it was brilliant execution. I mean, like, truly, oh my goodness. I just cannot believe that they had this kind of game.
And Wiz, I'm going to point, just to your point, I want to point out something that Mike Brown implemented. He's been trying to implement this thing probably for, I'm going to say since January. We don't run it because when guards don't like to screen, then when guards don't like to screen and get others open, it never works. Jalen Brunson tonight, though, committed to screening away so that OG and Anunoby can get open, because Atlanta legit focused their defense on Jalen Brunson, which they should have. They're smart. Because if they don't, then Jalen Brunson will go off of 55 or 60 if they don't do that, right? So the smart thing for them to do is focus on Brunson. So when Brunson went to the corners to screen for OG, right? Guess what their defense is doing? Their defense is bracketing Brunson in case the offense is for Brunson somehow out of that set. But what happens is once OG springs and gets momentum going to the rim, and Cat hits him in stride, you have one person basically, either you have one person that has to recognize OG's about to dunk and sprint to the rim, or sag back and leave Cat open and take away the OG back door, right? So now it's like, what do you do? Do you want Cat to shoot these threes wide open, uncontested, or would you rather see where the ball is going and react to the ball? And they chose to react to the ball. Right? They chose to defend the basketball, and so that's basically the smart thing to do. To keep yourself between the rim and the ball. Keep, what I'm saying. And what that led to is a high number of cat assists and OG Anunoby getting in rhythm. Now, did it get Jalen Brunson in rhythm? We didn't need Jalen Brunson in rhythm tonight. We didn't need Jalen Brunson to be a superhero, put his cape on, right? Clearly we saw like using Jalen Brunson, because remember in the game against the Milwaukee Bucks before Thanksgiving when Cat only took 4 shots and Mike Brown was saying we were using Cat as a decoy to get others open. Cat took that role and went with it. He didn't complain or whatever. Fans complain like he needs to be more aggressive. But what Mike Brown is saying, when you have 2 dynamic scorers on the floor at the same time, when one has the ball, the other still has to have gravity. Like you always have to, even though one is cooking, you still also have to keep an account, keep your eyes on the other guy that's on the floor, like Steph and Clay. Like when Clay is shooting, you still have to keep an eye out for Steph. Right? That's how you balance the floor. And anytime you have an offense where it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, the defense always still only defends one person, regardless if you have 2 dynamic scorers or not. But when they ran basically the Boston Celtics play out the corner, where a guard like Derek White goes in the corner and screens for Jaylen Brown cutting baseline. And if you leave Derek White alone, Derek White can shoot the 3, right? If you zone up to try to stop Jaylen Brown from cutting to the rim, you're leaving Jason Tatum in a one-on-one situation, which every NBA coach in the league would bet their career on. Jason Tatum winning in a one-on-one situation.
Yes.
And so so Mike Brown was trying to implement that earlier. You see it. But the thing is when you run it with Landry Shamet and you get Jordan Clarkson cutting to the rim, Jordan Clarkson is not a real threat to dunk on a crowd or yam on somebody. He's a threat to score, but it's not that. But then when you ask Jalen to do it, when Jalen goes to the corner, the entire defense's attention goes to it. OG cuts back door, and now you have an elite athlete going up against whoever their weak side rim protection was.
Yep.
So, yeah, man.
Now, of course, the only concern I have is that McCall only played 19 minutes. What we're doing with that $35 million man for the rest of the season of the playoffs if he doesn't come back? So that's the question. I mean, he did great in the first half. He didn't do great. He got the 8 points he needed to get. He got the points he needed to get. He's supposed to put up 15 points a game. And he got 8, and then they shut him down. And he looked healthy, so it looked like he just decided to go with everybody else. I mean, the fact that GTA actually took, lit the game up when he got in there. Makes me literally didn't mind Brunson sitting. Literally, even at the end there, Brunson should have sat 5 minutes, with 5 minutes to go. Even then, Brown did a little tipsy thing, and had Brunson still playing. Especially after the last little injury, I'm like, wait a second, we're up 20. Come on, man, sit him down. And then, of course, shouting match with Rick. I mean, that was a classic.
Rick was telling him to pass the effing ball. He said it like 7 times in a row. Like when JB was coming to the bench, Rick legit went straight to him in a beeline and was like, man, pass the ball. Pass it. And JB was trying to explain, and Rick was like, wasn't he having it? He was like, no, pass the ball, bro. Pass the ball. Right? And y'all know the scenario that I'm talking about where the primary defender is on Brunson. Brunson calls for the screen up top. And then the hedge man, whoever is coming along with the screener, hops out on Brunson and chases Brunson one way, and so does his defender. So now it's 2 people chasing Brunson, and he's still dribbling instead of reversing the basketball because if it's a 2-on-1 right there, then that means it's a 4-on-3 on the backside.
Exactly.
Right? And it's so instead of kicking it in immediately to that 4-on-3 where you can get a dunk or a wide open 3-point shot, JB is dribbling, hoping that the double team guy will go back to his man. Right. In that case, we've been taught in sports and team games that you have to trust your teammates.
Got to.
Yeah, you have to trust your teammates, man. You have to. Right?
That's about being a leader, right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, does he? I mean, the fact that Michael Jordan had to pass the ball is the number 2 GOAT of all time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Number 2 GOAT of all time had to pass the ball, went to really hit a team win. I mean, Brunson knows the history. I mean, he knows the basketball history. I mean, I'm sure his dad talked about it. I'm sure everyone's talked about it and said, if they're focusing on you, the best thing to do is pass the ball. And he just somehow let 2 games go slip away from us because he wouldn't do it.
Right. Wiz, not to cut you, but even right now in game 4, knowing how you lost game 3, did you not learn your lesson?
Exactly. I know. Oh man. Oh man. Uh-oh, look who's joined us. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Fritz, what's good, bro?
Oh, hey, what's up, Freezy?
Salute, man. What's good, man?
No, I'm just happy about the win. I missed the fourth quarter, man.
What?
I had no sleep. I had no sleep in like 2 days, and I just knocked out.
Bro.
Thank God we can go back and watch it later, man. Get your rest.
I got to go back and watch it.
Them doggone Haitians is lazy, bro.
Hey, man.
Not like us Jamaicans who always work with 16 jobs.
Hey, easy there, easy. This is between me and Fritz.
Hey, chill out, curry powder.
but Tori.
Yes.
Madam President, did our boy
Yes.
represent? Did our boy
What?
represent?
Listen, yes, he did. Yes, my boy Juicy. Our boy looks really good today.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. That shot was so sweet. I was like, I mean, he still got a little challenge with passing the ball and dribbling and creating his own shot. But when you give him that spot up 3, the ball not even to the net.
He the only one was knocking down. Him and OG the only ones knocking down 3.
Exactly.
Everybody else 3 is off.
Yeah, dude. Hey, just a stat check. Deuce McBride has 8 threes in the last 2 games.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
him and OG and him was the only ones knocking 3s down. Everybody else 3s was off.
Yeah,
well, Shamrock came in to go 3 right away and hit it to say, "Hey, I still got it."
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the things I was going to say to you, one things I was going to say to you too, I think it's pertinent to the conversation about the game, is it's amazing what Deuce McBride looks like when you actually trust him to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you trust your teammates to do stuff, it's amazing how these people look, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you think like maybe our superhero at times, not all the time, maybe our superhero at times tries to do everything on his own and not trust his teammates.
Yes. Facts. And the fact that also, I like the fact that he and Hart also did less than 35 minutes because there are players who can fill in their positions and represent really well. So I'm really glad. I was a little, like a little freaked out with the first substitution in the first quarter when Mike God brought in 4 guys and kept Harden. I was like, what? What are you doing?
Right.
That's a little what? I said that felt a little off to me. And then he immediately made a switch, a trade, a rotation. But initially I was like, one second, Mitch Robinson, Clarkson, Alvarado, and Deuce, and kept Hart in with that group. And right away, also they had a couple of shots, and they're like, let's make a rotation. He fixed that right away. So yeah, he did a couple of times. Tory B, we had a little PTSD, a little flashback to what Mike Brown can do. What I'm asking everybody, what can Brown do for you? This is what he can do for you because Tibbs had this team all last year and did not do what this has been available all last year as well.
Wow.
He should have had this.
You jumped out the window on that one. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau tried to run. To his credit, he tried to run this action with Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett a few years ago. But Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle didn't have enough patience with them learning how to get into rhythm doing it. And for one, RJ Barrett didn't like dribbling out of the corner. He always passed it back up to the top. Because RJ is one of those ball handlers that needs a lot of room to operate and the second part of that is Quentin Grimes was not explosive enough to come around that screen, turn the corner, and get headed down here to the rim where he can throw the lob to Mitch or Hartenstein or whomever, right? And I'm not knocking Grimes. I'm just saying, like, every NBA player is different, right? But Tibbs tried to run it, but what Quentin Grimes did a couple of years ago, if y'all remember, there was a stretch where Quentin Grimes was scorching hot from three. And it's because Tom Thibodeau ran this same action for RJ. But the thing about it is when RJ and Grimes are cooking, your two all-stars, Randall and Brunson, are playing off the ball, not getting touches.
True.
And so how do you go to Randall and Brunson and be like, bro, we just want them to cook for a little bit. Can y'all be patient enough to let these two cook a little bit? That way, when it comes time for y'all to cook all the time, then y'all will see less defensive eyes on y'all because the other guys are a threat, but they weren't patient enough to stay with that.
But I'm not going back to 2 years ago. I'm going back to last year when the exact same started five.
Okay.
And he didn't do this. I did not see this like maybe one or two plays last year because he kept on doing, we didn't react. Instead of saying, no, call the daggone play and tell Brunson, get the ball out your hand. You cannot dribble the ball for 10, 15 seconds before you start to make a move. Or get caught in the corner of the midcourt line and the baseline and get double team and then try to throw it away across the court to somebody else to get him a last second, quick shot. He was doing this all last year too. And every time he did it, you saw he got trapped when they put a long guy on him. He was like, what am I going to do now? I'm like, get the ball at your hand. Pass the ball. And he finally
So Wes, to your point, I saw a stat somewhere that says that Jalen Brunson has the ball 10.8 seconds in a Knicks 24-second shot clock.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't know what percentage is that? Is that Fritz, you the numbers guy. What is that? That's like about 40%.
40%. Yep.
That's about 40% of a shot clock, right?
Exactly. That's what 41%. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know I can't remember where I saw it, and I don't know if that number is true. Of course, I'm just saying that because I saw it somewhere else. But I probably should have researched it myself, but it seems right.
The eye check says it's true. I thought it was even higher because I thought it was. But yeah, no, that's about right because that means he starts to make a move at about 15-second mark to start to decide when I'm going to move up because he literally stands there and dribbles for 10 seconds or brings the ball up. That's another factor. He doesn't have to bring the ball up every time. That's what they took away today as well. He didn't bring the ball up all the time, especially the second half. I'm like, that's exactly right. Why should he bring the ball up all the time? That should not be automatic. Yes, it's old school basketball. Give to your point guard, and he brings it up. But that's old school. This is 21st century, man. Come on. Let somebody else bring the ball up. Maybe not
He's slow. He's slow.
Yeah, he slows it down. He comes up slowly, looking for what? And then got picked a couple of times, by the way, on bringing the ball up, which is something that you should not let happen. I mean, obviously, Hart did a great steal when he did that steal, by the way. That Hart that he dunked. I mean, Hart was on fire. And GTA's steal was brilliant. I don't know how did he get caught getting the ball so from me with GTA on the court? That should be your number one thing. Who's behind me? Where is Alvarado? Where's Alvarado? That's all I said. That should always be, what's that game? What's his name? Well, where's Alvarado is a question they should always ask themselves when he's on the court because he's going to be behind you somewhere. Where's Waldo, right?
Right.
Oh man, that game was lovely. I'm still feeling it, but at the same time, I'm still heartbroken that we lost 2 games when we could have been resting right now and waiting for the Celtics to hopefully go 6 or 7 with the Sixers.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they found themselves last night because they had gone. That Tatum is back. It looks like he's about 99%.
Yeah.
And Pritchard is a freak of nature. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
And don't even talk about Jalen. Jalen Brown has found himself. He's comfortable. I'll turn on when he needs to be turned on, both sides of the court. And then White is sitting there like, oh, wait a second. I'm over here too. I still haven't even shown what I can do yet. And that team is very scary. It started 5 at least. But you know what? My brother's been the one trying to convince me, don't get too crazy because the Celtics look good. And don't get too crazy because Orlando looks just like monsters. Orlando's got a freaky team. I mean, I thought Detroit's going to be a tough fight, but Orlando is showing us that they may be on the road to the finals, and they may have to go through Disneyland, Disney World. I'm on the East Coast now, so it's Disney World.
In Disney World, yeah, man.
Yep, because they look some bad boys, Orlando. I mean, Banchero was monster. Man,
they couldn't guard him. He's too big and too fast and too physical.
And the whole team is like that. I mean, like everybody. I thought Detroit was the big tough guys. Orlando's showing, we're here. Right. And it looks like it could be a war to get through them and the Celtics. So it's either Celtics and Orlando, more than likely, or Celtics and Detroit, if Cleveland doesn't knock them off. But either of those two to go through for 2 more series, oh man, I'm feeling a little anxious about that, trying to stay in reality. Although I'm so confident in these boys, these Knickerbockers. Oh, what a beautiful sight. By the way, did you see Clyde sitting next to Allen Houston, sitting next to John Starks? I was like, wouldn't you like that those guys started your team right now?
Since you mentioned that, let me say this. So shout out to our guy Todd Barbie. He was at the game. I was supposed to be there, man. I pulled I'm in street clothes. I'm gonna just put it like that. So
Okay.
so I didn't get a chance to go because I'm in street clothes and some other stuff, right?
Oh man.
But Pat Ewing, John Starks, Clyde Frazier, and Allen Houston all got to meet Todd Barbie. Todd Barbie was there minding his business.
What?
Yeah, Todd Barbie is a celebrity in Atlanta. I won't say what he does, but shout out to Todd Barbie, because he does some stuff in Atlanta. He's a professional person, so he's known around Atlanta, like Billboard and stuff. And so they got to meet Todd Barbie, who was there. You know how like at the game you go get your food or whatever, and so they see Todd Barbie. And they're like, yo, it's TB.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so TB is like, salute everybody, whatever. But they excited to see, little Atlanta celebrity. But Barbie is from Brooklyn. So when he see them, his heart on the inside, his inner child on the inside is going crazy. I can't believe it's Pat Ewing. Todd Barbie with his cool ass trying to play it cool, meeting Pat Ewing for the first time. And so for those that don't know, Pat Ewing is not the biggest fan of people walking up to him. Like he's not the biggest fan of that, right?
Yeah.
He Caribbean like Fritz. So it's like, he's not a big fan of, people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Starks and Ewing and Clyde, and Clyde's from Atlanta.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Clyde's from Atlanta. So when you see Bob, they see Bob, they're like, oh, look who it is. Yeah, so shout out to my guy Todd Bobby. You know what I'm saying? He probably is somewhere right now at the after party drinking champagne or something. Shout out to TB. But yeah, so the Knicks got to meet. So former Knicks got to meet Todd Bobby, and then Todd Bobby got to meet some former Knicks during the game. And so TB Hart was going crazy. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's him. It's them.
Nice.
So yeah, man. Salute to TB, bro.
Oh man, you know, Clark from Atlanta. Oh man, it's good because my brother started with a couple of I think they're from Clark and Morehouse HBCU chess tournament, right? Annual chess tournament.
Okay.
And so but this year he had pulled, he was traveling too much, so it kind of didn't quite get together this year. It was gonna go on starting next week. So I would have been in Atlanta, but it didn't get pulled off. So right now, part of the reason why I'm here in Florida is I'm going to coordinate, all the celebrities from Atlanta and everybody else next year, or maybe later this year, to just do it again and try to have it go on continuously. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to contact you, Freezy, because all the HBCUs in Carolina and all over, we're going to try to get everybody some representation, and then maybe put you on the payroll because we may do Well, Ellis, I know you got 16 jobs. I know you have Jamaican, but
bro, I'm picking up another one Monday.
Okay, exactly. But it'll be maybe a little advisory role. Like, let's have you little celebrity from Blowing Stairs. But I'll give you the details when we get everybody together. But yeah, my brother, he just calls up.
Shout out to your brother, bro.
Yeah, all the chess leaders, and he says, "Oh, by the way, does Muggsy Bogues live close to you, man? Muggsy Bogues is in your area, right?
Who is it?
Muggsy Bogues. And he plays chess too, by the way. And he actually was supposed to come down to Carolina. I don't know if it's North or South Carolina.
The last time I saw Muggsy Bogues, he was with a lady that was about 6'1" model chick. Oh, and I had the Blowing Tears champion debate belt. And so he was calling me champ. We were sitting side by side. It was me, Stephadon, Uncle Fulio. Who else was with us? Divine, y'all know Divine from the Divine show. Divine them do the Knicks show. Yeah. Divine and I think it was Rob the Nick, Jay Book. There's a bunch of us. And I was sitting next to Muggsy Bogues in the press row. And Muggsy Bogues was calling me champ. He was like, yo, you the champ? What you the champion of? Like, yo, I'm the champion of Knicks Universe.
There we go. That's right.
Yeah. Salute to Muggsy Bogues.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's tight, man. But so yes, we're probably gonna have to Atlanta again. We did at Clark University. We did at Georgia Tech 2 years ago. So we're gonna probably right now Howard is trying to bid on it. Howard, of course, crushes because they got a big chess, club there, so they're crush in chess. And then Hampton is trying to host as well. So we don't know who we're gonna pick yet. Where did WB Du Bois went to one of the colleges over there? I forgot what school it was.
Morehouse?
No, a smaller college, a smaller college in Atlanta. I'm gonna try. I'll get the name.
Clark?
He had an officer. I don't know if he went to Morehouse. He went to Morehouse, but he was but he had an office at a small college in Atlanta. Okay. And that's where the first one it was in 2023. But yeah, man, we're gonna be, play some chess, go to the Knicks game. I'm gonna get some, get it together. But definitely. Oh, by the way, Jaylen Brown is gonna be with us as well because he plays chess a lot. So
yeah, Jaylen Brown's a suffer.
We're gonna suffer with Jaylen Brown because he's a Celtic. But man, this game tonight, man, I was just like euphoric. I'm still on a high. I'm still like I'm on the East Coast right now. Normally I'm listening to you guys, and it's like 7-8 p.m. and I'm in, my wife's commercial kitchen helping her out.
Right.
And I've been on the East Coast, and I'm like, it's 11:50, man. What time you guys go to bed, man?
You on the East Coast? I gotta come see you.
I'm in my Fort Lauderdale right now, man. Yeah. So
I gotta plan that on a week. I gotta plan that on a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I got a
sister
friend.
goes boxing. She teaches trade. Prepare some boxers for a fight
Right.
in Boca. So I go between her and my brother's place, and my big sister's place and my mom's place in Boca. Punta Gorda. So I'm either in Boca, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or Punta Gorda on the
Right.
west side of Florida at any time frame. But I'll probably be at my brother's condo here for 10 days because he's going back to the Chess Federation in St. Louis. And he says, "Oh, you have the place for by yourself for a week." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to go down to South Beach, get me some honeys, and have them up in the." No, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that, by the way.
No, we didn't hear
I
that.
didn't hear.
Hear what? Hear what? No, we didn't.
Exactly. Deuce. That's what they heard. Deuce.
Deuce. It's
Oh,
amazing what Deuce look like when you let him cook a little bit, right?
exactly. In fact, I was on who was I talking to? Maybe there's Ron, still big fans on Know the Ledge. And I said, if Deuce gets 20 minutes or more, that's when he gets warmed up and is ready to like commit. And tonight he played 24 minutes? That's where Deuce is in his pocket right there. He can't do 12 minutes. It doesn't quite sit well with him. He's got to get good 10, 15 minutes and then he gets warmed up. And I heard you with you and Queen the other night, and you said to her, remember the time when Deuce couldn't hit the clutch shot? He was complete. He would hit shots when it wasn't clutch. I remember that. Like a year and a half ago, he would hit shots when there's nothing on the line, and then when it's time to hit it, he would miss. And now it's the opposite. When it's not on the line, he may or may not hit, but when it's on the line, when we need a shot, Deuce.
Yeah, man.
He was loose. Oh, tonight was brilliant. Man, I mean, yeah, I can't even think of who didn't contribute in a way that was positive because all the way down. Mitch, what do you think about Mitch Middlestone, man? What do you think about that? I mean, are we all not playing Mitch still?
What is it? I'm sorry.
Are we on the plane Mitch, or are we still not taking full advantage of Mitch? Because Mitch was saved to play 20 plus minutes a game. And so far, this past 4 games, what is the average? 15?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Mitch has averaged 15 minutes a game the past 4 games.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit concerning to me. I mean,
I think they're trying to figure it out a little bit with that, like, because the thing is, I've been trying to figure it out in my mind. I actually wrote this thing down on paper too. Why is it that what does Cat, Mitch, and Huck Porty all have in common? And as Mike Brown said, I don't see them enough. What do they all have in common? What's the common denominator? Well, the clear common denominator is that they're all big men.
Right.
And so, because if you look at skill sets, their skill sets are varying. One is an elite offensive rebounder, defender. One is a Euro big that is probably a B grade across the board. Like he don't stand out in one particular area, right? And then Cat is a offensive hub, dominant offensive big, one of the greatest scoring bigs that has ever played this game, right? That's what Cat is, right? Now his defense comes and goes, right? Goes more than it comes, right? But what they all have in common, and it's undeniable, is that they're big, right? And so what I'm trying to figure out is it that Mike Brown doesn't like big men? Because he had the beef with Cat, and then now we're seeing him play Mitch less minutes. And in a season where Mitch played 60 games, but he missed 22 games, you would think Huck Porty would be the third center getting a lot of minutes, but he didn't.
Sure.
Right? Like no NBA team nowadays is going to play 3 centers in their rotation, right? That's not going to happen. Right? But at the same time, you would expect Huck Porty to play in a lot of games. But when he had the opportunity to play Huck Porty, he didn't. He played Yabusele.
Exactly.
So that makes me think that when Mike Brown has the opportunity to go small, he values that more than the bigs. And I'm not saying in a disrespectful way. I'm saying that might be his preference.
Right. Actually, after his mid-season trade with Yabusele and getting Alvarado, he played Diawara more than he played Huck Porty.
Yeah.
A rookie that is not a center.
Yeah, a 6'9" athlete with guard skills.
Right. When Mitch had to, take his break on, back-to-backs or whatever.
Yeah.
He had about 8 or so games that he could have played Huck Porty, and he played Diawara instead, or even Sohan a couple times, which is like, what is his problem with bigs?
Yeah.
That's a good point, Riz. That's a good point.
That's a thing. Like, maybe it's something to consider in our conversations as we move forward. Like, maybe this thing with Huck Porty and Mitchell Robinson and Cat is not isolated incidents. Maybe he likes small players.
Right. He probably just can't identify guys who move like the way bigs move. He just it's kind of like who was I thinking of? There's a coach who just picks guys. Well, besides Tibbs, remember Tibbs has his preference on guys.
Right.
There's 6'2", 6'3", got a little thickness, whatever it is. So whatever it is, somehow he just goes, that's kind of play that he identifies with. And so he feel like he can coach them because he knows he can feel how they play somehow. You know what I mean? He senses how they play where he can't really identify how a big, lanky 7-footer, who doesn't really have the graceful moves of a guard or forward moves. And he tends to like, maybe was Rick Pitino Louisville's coach back in the day when everybody was 6'7"? Was that Pitino? Yeah, he didn't have any bigs or any point guards. Everybody was 6'6", 6'7". That's all they were. And he was probably just couldn't quite, click on guys who just were big and lanky. And that could be Brown's blind spots. He just can't see how to really coach a big.
Right.
Wow.
Just I think he values versatility too much to understand that everybody on your roster is not going. Cat is not going to be, Cat is not going to be Olajuwon on one end,
right,
and Mutombo on the other end, bro.
Exactly.
He's not going to be that, right? He ain't going to be that. Right, Mitch is not going to be Dwight Howard on one end of the floor, and then be Jack Sigma on the other end of the floor. These dudes are not built like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NBA don't have guys like Mark Rulin no more. Those guys are been phased out of the league.
Right.
So
Right.
So
I still wanted to see. I wish I had seen Diawara a couple of minutes though against like. Just in the rotation, just dropping them for a couple of minutes, just to see. Even the time when he put in those 4 guys and had Holiday, might as well just replace Arthur Diawara, just to have another taller player in there. Because Deuce, GTA, and Deuce GTA, he did bring in Mitch, and he brought in Clarkson. And I was like, wait a second, Hart? It's Hart and Clarkson were the tallest guys with Deuce and GTA in the backcourt. That was kind of crazy to me. So I was like, why just try a little Diawara and see what he got? And just to get his feet wet in the playoff situation, even for that 1 minute or 2 minutes, to let him get his, the nerves out of his system, and just also see whether that he can actually play, and kind of like
bring down Mikal, like Tori B, with her boyfriend Mikal, because he played 90 minutes, but did keep NAW in check for a little bit. When he played 90 minutes, Tori B, he didn't really do a lot of keep him in check with 90 minutes of playing. When he was there, they keep him in check. But Hart against McCollum, that was good. That was solid.
How did you like did you like OG's defense on McCollum to start the game?
Oh, I love OG's defense on McCollum. Absolutely. So you can't shut him down completely because he does have that just sneaky skill set. But when they started pushing him right, because no, push him left a bit. They kept on pushing him left. He just couldn't quite get his rhythm back. They kept him because when he goes right, it's over. When he goes right, it's over. But when he goes left, he does have a little stop and pop a little bit, and he can get a shot off. But they were pushing him out, away, and more from the rim, and then making him go left. And that seems like that really shut him down more to not let him just totally destroy us. Man, that was a beautiful game.
Yeah.
And Kuminga, oh man, they kept him outside. He missed 3 straight 3-pointers, and he's like, I need to be inside. And when he did come in, he scored. When they come in, he got fouled. But that defense was just really, really well put together, man.
Really good defense.
So proud. And this is why they even scored more than 90 points, because we've got the scrubs in, and they came and scored 10 straight points against the not scrubs, but they ended the bench at the end of the game. They scored 10 straight points into the game to make it look decent, get it above 90 points. But we had him at 82 points with the last minutes or so left. And that was brilliant. Brilliant Knicks defense. Oh, by the way, did you see the stat at halftime also was 20-0 fast break points to the Knicks at 20-0? Against the wanted Hawks team, 20-0 on fast break. I'm over the edge right now, man. I'm just loving this game.
What do you expect?
Mike Brown. I'm loving Mike Brown right now. Go ahead, too. Go ahead, Fizz.
Yeah, Mike Brown is the GOAT right now, bro. Mike Brown is the GOAT.
Mike Brown is the GOAT.
Mike Brown is coaching 5D chess right now, man. The defense is looking. People don't want to give him credit for the defense, but bro, it's been January, February, March, April. It's been 4 months of elite defense. Right? Yes. It's been 4 legit months of elite. Now, every now and then a team will catch us off center and we'll have a bad defensive night. But for about 4 months, this defense has been locked in. Right? But what are you expecting? What are you expecting from Game 5 in the Garden?
It's the Garden, and Brunson likes a spotlight. But I think Rick, Jesus, I cannot imagine seeing what happened tonight. I can't even imagine seeing what happened tonight, and we revert back. I mean, we may even overcompensate because Brunson may actually retaliate somewhat to being saying pass the ball, and may overpass it because he wants to say, okay, you want to pass the ball? I'll pass the ball. I don't know if you ever hear a story about Kobe, the game he did when they actually said something about it.
Yeah, when yeah, nobody's Kobe though. Kobe's a different type of animal, bro.
So I'm hoping that Brunson has simply recognized I can get 19 points, I can get 20 points, and I don't have to dominate the game to get 20 points. Unfortunately, he only had 3 assists because Cat had the ball most of the time. So Cat got his triple-double. And you know what? I can live with that, especially one series.
So you let Cat orchestrate in one game, just one game where it's do or die, basically. Right. And that man get a triple-double.
Exactly. So let the series go by because no one can stop him. There's no 7-footers, no big guys to stop Cat. So let Cat cook for this series. And Brunson, next series, we're going to need you to come back with some hero ball style play because
Boston or Sixers, where we play, are going to be a challenge, and it's even Cat's gonna have problems just sitting there sometimes, and we're gonna need you to come through. And
Yeah,
in fact, Boston will probably cover OG when Cat has the ball that spot. They're gonna cover OG, and they may switch off and leave you alone, and that's when you gotta cook.
yeah, because
Wait for
he,
your
after all,
opportunity.
Jalen Brunson is our point guard, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So you will have the opportunity to cook, man. I mean, look at Darren Fox. You saw Fox just deferring to Stefan, and
yeah.
then Castle and what's that rookie off the bench just cooked.
Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper. I mean, Fox is the superstar, man, or was a superstar, but he came in there, and even without Wemby, he realized, yo, these two youngins that got the game going the way it needs to go, and they
Yeah,
lit him up. That's
and,
okay. You know, if it's about championship, it's about a ring. You've had your glory days, and you still will have the glory days in the future. But when there's a chance that these guys need it, feed Castle, feed Harper, and let's walk home with a victory. Brunson got to have that same mentality of just let Cat cook. You've been the superstar. You are the superstar. You're the captain. You got your max salary, not the one that you got if you waited a year, but you will get a max salary if you want to wait 4 more years of the ring. Once
right.
it expires with a
And
new
Wiz, you know what
contract.
else? To your point, you know what else though? To your point, you making?
Yes, sir.
It's a marathon, brother. It's not a sprint.
Exactly.
These next 3 months, these 3 months, April, May, and June, is the toughest basketball you'll play all year.
Exactly.
Everybody you play is going to have mega stars or is a super hot team and has a winning record.
Right.
There are no off nights. We don't play the Brooklyn Nets. We don't play the Washington Wizards. You know, we're not going to play some random Memphis team or whoever, right? For these 3 months, every night you're going to play a tough playoff, tough, talented team.
Exactly.
And if one night Cat need to get a triple double for us to win, you know what I'm saying? If one night, if that needs to be the thing, bro, just take it as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when people say, man, he was trying to feed me hamburgers, man. No, I like steak. Bro, legit. It's still ground beef, bro. It's still cow. What are you talking about?
That's right. Exactly. Are you hungry? If you're hungry,
yeah,
that's available.
yeah.
You gonna turn it down? Come on, man.
Yeah,
I was gonna make a joke about pork, but I'm just saying, you know, even a Rasta will eat some pork when if he's hungry. You know what I mean?
Hey, water can only take you so far, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. And, so in a game 5 summary, what I'll say is this. I think the energy in the Garden is going to be bonkers come Tuesday night. And I think
was it in the Garden tonight? Was it in the Garden tonight?
It seemed like it was in the Garden. It was in MSG South tonight.
MSG South.
Yeah. But
they was giving out peaches instead of apples.
Yeah, exactly. But what I would say is come Tuesday, the energy from Alvarado and Josh Hart and OG is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I was telling Cowboy Bob during the game, they were like, Josh, calm down. Calm down. And I was like, no, let Josh be crazy. We need crazy Josh. We need turnt Josh.
Right? You saw that he was up by 20 and he in the Greff's face. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like that's the Josh I think that's the Josh we hadn't been for the first 3 games. I think we were getting shook Josh. Right. We need you know, we need this Josh.
And Alvarado too, man. He was off. He was like so mad. I said, the game's over, man. Chill. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe not. Keep that energy, keep that same energy all the way through.
Right.
Especially down 2-1 against the Hawks in Atlanta. They took one in our house, and now that at the line they got. Come on, man. McCollum thought he was gonna just walk around us all game. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We had to put our foot down, man. Come on. That was brilliant. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that was a brilliant game. That was a brilliant game. Hey, y'all, thank y'all everybody for coming through. Wiz, Fritz, Lee, y'all got something to say to everybody before we get out of here? I'm gonna get some rest so I can be up for the 718 boys at 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that's how
Like
718 boys.
Make sure we still trying to get to our goal, 50K.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget about that.
People, smash the like button, keep listening. Freezy, you are the king of Knicks podcast. Are you the king? Is that what they call you? Or just Cap?
I be trying, bro.
You're a bad boy, son. That's all I'm saying, man. Thank you, man. I've been listening. I haven't jumped on too much, but I've been listening, and I'm like, man, Freezy's killing it. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
we be trying.
man. The opportunity.
Yeah, we be trying. We're gonna try to kill it at so we're gonna be doing 10 a.m. at so 10 a.m. to I think it's like 10 a.m. to 10:45. We're gonna try to do them 718 boys, Rodney O and Joe Cooley, and then at 10:45 to like 11:30. I think I'm gonna just go back. I'm gonna jot down memory lane with some old school Knicks stuff.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I was thinking 7 a.m. because I'm thinking West Coast time. I forgot I'm on the East Coast. It's 10 a.m. I'm thinking I gotta get up at 7 a.m. Oh man, and then I realized, wait a second, so 10 a.m. and then 10:45.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. So
yes, sir.
But yo, so Wiz, we got the joint down to so I got the weight down to 297.
Oh, snap.
297, yeah, like 297, bro.
Congratulations.
Like so I don't know, my height is weird. I went in one time, like last year, I was 6'5" in the 8th, and I went back in this time, it's like 6'4" and like 6'4" and 7/8 or something.
Guess what? I'm down to, I think I'm down to like 325. By the way, when I came to Florida, I hit 360, man. I hit 360. My sister goes, what? And I said, okay. So I've been here 6 weeks now, walking, cardio, and so down in the 320s right now. And I thought I was 6'4" and a half. I think I'm 6'3" and a half.
It happens, bro. I mean, what can you do, bro?
Maybe our feet were fat too.
I don't know. Maybe my feet. Yeah.
But you look good, man. You looking good, man. You looking
man, we trying, brother.
Like,
we trying.
You want to go in the ring? Like in about 3 months, we go in the ring. 1 minute rounds though. 1 minute rounds.
I keep getting hurt, bro. The reason why I'm not in Atlanta is because I pulled a hamstring walking downstairs.
Okay.
Nah, bro, nah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be careful then. Okay. Well, you look good though, man. I can tell. I can see the face. It's slimming out.
Yeah, look, trying, bro.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you everybody for coming through and hanging out. Fritz, thank you for coming through, hanging out, bro.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all at 10-ish a.m., something like that. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity.